Shun Lang, you kid, when did you have such a rich friend? That's right, I didn't say just now to come and tell us about it. It's okay, Shun Lang, don't show it. Seeing Shun Lang coming, everyone followed him. However, Shun Lang was dumbfounded. When did you become friends with that kid? Ran over to deliver red wine? Is this humiliating yourself again? Thinking of this, Shun Lang tightened his fist once again. Qin Tian didn't know that Shun Lang had so many inner dramas. Because he sent the red wine just to find an excuse to come over and read Lin Mu's personal information. At this moment, a group of him was surprised. How could he care about what Shun Lang was thinking? Qin Tian's villain's eyes have two evolutionary functions this time. One is that you can directly see the opponent's luck value. The other is the type of protagonist that can be seen. Let me talk about the value of luck first. In the past, when Qin Tian looked at other popular luck values, he needed to summon the system to help detect them. Now directly glance at the opponent with the eyes of the villain, and you can appear in Qin Tian's sight along with the protagonist's information. The function has not changed, but it has become more convenient than before. The other is the type of protagonist. The protagonist type, to put it plainly, is the protagonist's golden finger. In the past, Qin Tian wanted to see the protagonist's golden finger and needed to spend 500 villains to purchase background information. Now you can see it with just a glance. Overall, the evolution is pretty good. Although the function has not changed, it is much more convenient and faster than before. As long as the protagonist is not too powerful, Qin Tian can save 500 villains worth of data money. Because the ability to evolve this time is for the protagonist, Qin Tian did not have the opportunity to try out the function of the eyes during this period. But now, after seeing Lin Mu, Qin Tian understands everything. TSK Tusk, a parallel world traverser, still ahead of the Earth's level of science and technology for 100 years? Really awesome. After reading Lin Mu's personal information, Qin Tian couldn't help but admire in his heart. According to the truth, Qin Tian actually belongs to the translator of the parallel world. It's just that he and Lin Mu come from different parallel worlds. A normal Earth, a blue star 100 years from now. Originally, Qin Tian thought that Lin Mu was a system protagonist who had some kind of director or crazy special effects artist. Unexpectedly, this product is still a hardcore crossing. The ability before crossing is much better than before Qin Tian crossing. What kind of scientific level is the technology house of the post-century generation 100? Anyway, it is impossible for Qin Tian to understand with current scientific knowledge. Uncle Qin, what are you thinking about? Hotel private rooms? Tang Xue's voice pulled Qin Tian back to reality. It's nothing, Qin Tian said casually. That, Tang Xue, let me ask you something. Well, say uncle, isn't your home in Tumen? Why did you come to work in Yinjing? Read more at wuxiax.com. Qin Tian asked knowingly. He is the initiator of this problem. Just to continue the topic, he must ask this question. I actually like this. Hearing Qin Tian's question, Tang Xue's eyes flashed sadly. But the two are considered old friends after all. Therefore, under Qin Tian's inquiry, Tang Xue still explained the ins and outs of the matter. Roughly speaking, it means Old Man Tang's Chinese Medicine Museum. Because of a problem with the medicinal materials, several patients were admitted to the intensive care unit. This incident was a big deal at the time, although it is known that the medicinal materials may have been manipulated, but it is impossible to find out who did it. In addition, the family members of the patients kept coming to make trouble. Under pressure, Old Man had to lose a lot of money to these family members. Of course, losing money is secondary. The key is because of this incident, which made his reputation of the Chinese medicine clinic plummet. The Chinese Medicine Museum was the painstaking effort of Old Man Tang, because this incident made him depressed and sick. His mother had a car accident on the way to come back to see Old Man Don. Although there is no risk of car crashes and deaths, a lot of time was lost because of hospitalization. Of course, this is not the most important thing. The important thing is that the person Qin Tian finds used a trick that Qin Tian likes to use. Sao Discord. He first bought a peripheral girl, and then used this woman to run into Tang Xue's father. In this world, as long as it is a normal man, it is difficult to resist the temptation of beautiful women. Tang Xue's father is no exception. So with the help of Qin Tian information, he successfully split Tang Xue's parents. It only took more than a month to fragment the Tang family. So in order to make a living, Tang Xue's mother brought Tang Xue and the Old Man Tang who had improved slightly to Yinjing for development. Regarding these matters, Qin Tian only knows the outline, but does not know the specific details. At this time, after listening to Tang Xue's narration, based on the facts he knew, Qin Tian quickly restored the truth of everything. As for the people of the Tang family, have you ever doubted Qin Tian? Of course there is, it's just that they can't find evidence. Because of the fact that both forces did not dare to challenge Qin Tian at all, they could only smash the tooth and the blood swallow. So it's like this. Qin Tian pretended to nod thoughtfully. Seeing the appearance of Qin Tian, Tang Xue was rather curious. She also guessed that the Tang family had become like this before, and it was related to Qin Tian, but now what Qin Tian looks like, it doesn't seem to be his business. Tang Xue was very confused, but Qin Tian was calm. After all, the current Qin Tian is an acting school. As time goes by, the dinner is over. Qin Tian asked him about Tang Xue's current situation, but did not ask others. Apart from the appearance of Shun Lang, nothing special happened during this meal. Farewell to Tang Xue. Qin Tian is ready to fight Lin Mu quickly. Easily searched for Lin Mu's photos on the internet and sent them directly to Zhou Wen. And by the way, gave him the address of Lin Mu Villa. Although Qin Tian's current villain's eyes still cannot see other people's addresses. But when Qin Tian used Qi luck tracking before, he saw the villa where Lin Mu was. Zhou Wen, take a look at this place, and if possible, catch the person in the photo to see me. Okay, President Qin. After Zhou Wen received the news, he directly agreed. There is no hesitation at all. He is now a master, and his strength is better than before. Wanting to dive into such a villa is simply a breeze. With Zhou Wen's preparation, the time soon came to 10 o'clock in the evening. At this time, Lin Mu had not yet returned home. Because according to the process of the party, I must go to KTV after dinner. He is also included. Therefore, before Lin Mu came back, Zhou Wen was already easy to sneak into his villa. Originally, Zhou Wen wanted to hide it in advance, and when Lin Mu came back, he would stun the opponent and take him away. But when he came to Li Mu's villa, even if he was accustomed to his life as a killer, he was accustomed to seeing all kinds of high-tech. At this time, he couldn't help but look confused. Illegal intruder is found. The infrared monitoring system is activated. Illegal intruders are found, and the villa protection system is activated. Illegal intruders are found, and the villa attack system is activated. This F***CK, what's the situation? With the sound of 3 mechanical male voices, a large amount of steel plates suddenly drop down the villa door and surrounding windows. These steel plates are extremely strong, and they block the doors and windows tightly. The surrounding walls also opened a few hidden grids. A few infrared rays in the dark grids suddenly shone on Zhou Wen's body. At this moment, Zhou Wen was really dumbfounded. This villa, won't it be the residence of someone from the National Security Bureau? At the same time, Lin Mu, who was far away in Yanjing KTV, suddenly shook his wrist. Feeling the vibration of the watch on his wrist, he immediately frowned. Sorry guys, I have something to do at home. I have to go first. Sing it slowly. I've already paid for it. Without waiting for everyone's reaction, Lin Mu had already rushed out. Lin Mu, a parallel world science and technology planet from the Earth 100 years later. He has been in this world for 10 years. His way of crossing is the same as Qin Tian. It is crossing into the parallel world of oneself, and it combines the souls of the two worlds. In other words, he also has the memory of two worlds. However, the Earth where Qin Tian is located is about the same level of technology as this world. So after Qin Tian came to this world, there was no discomfort. But he is different. He is the future man. His style of behavior, even now, still has a trace of the habits of future people. Lin Mu still often thinks that the traffic in Yanjing is too congested. Would you like to build a few gliders for fun? Of course he just thought about it, because he knew that if he really did this, he would definitely be arrested for research. By that time, his peaceful life was gone forever. But you can't build a glider, and you can build other high-tech things for your own use. After he came to this world, he found that his family was very poor. Then, in order to make money, he used the thinking and technology of future people and developed a Chinese software compilation system based on the existing conditions. Needless to say, it's functioned naturally. That is, due to the existing conditions, it is not up to the level of future people. It is also better than any program compilation system now. Then this guy sneaked up and wrote an operating system using this compiler system that transcended the times. Then upgrade on the platform of this operating system and redevelop a more powerful compilation system. Finally, use the new compilation system to develop and upgrade the operating system. In this way, a whole new system was born. This system has many features, but the best part is that this system is smart. To put it simply, Lin Mu has developed an artificial intelligence based on his own ability. Although the function of this artificial intelligence in the future 100 years later, it is just a stale commodity. But now, it is almost invincible. With the help of this artificial intelligence, he transformed his villa into a strong fortress. Some protection systems are configured inside. If it wasn't for concealment, his door was not controlled by artificial intelligence. Even Zhou Wen can hardly enter his villa without violence. Damn, this person is very professional. The car was driven by Lin Mu's driver. Sitting in the back seat of the car, looking at the monitoring screen on his mobile phone, Lin Mu couldn't help but cursed inwardly. Although his door does not use artificial intelligence, it is the best anti-theft door on the market. At this time, this person not only sneaked into his villa, and in that case, can you find the infrared camera in the room for the first time and destroy all the cameras? Is it so awesome? It feels a bit bad, Lin Mu muttered in his heart, although he has confidence in his artificial intelligence. But the other party's performance was obviously unexpected. But he didn't have time to think about it, so he could only sit in the back of the car and wait quietly. The car quickly drove back to the door of his villa. His villa is divided into 2 parts, inside and outside. Except for some protective measures, it is no different from an ordinary villa. But there is another cave inside. Read more at wuxiax.com. All the high-tech is in the back half of the villa. Because many future technologies are involved, there are no other people in his villa except for the 2 guards at the door. Even for cleaning the sanitation in the villa, he still relies on his own robot. The front yard of the villa. The car quickly stopped. After Lin Mu asked the driver to get off work, he couldn't wait to get out of the car and ran towards the gate of the villa. But instead of going in immediately, he stood at the door of his house, pressed a button on his watch. Suddenly a blue light flashed on the watch. Hey Xiaoman, have the bad guys solved it? In order to prevent others from discovering their secrets. So Lin Mu did not contact the AI in the car. At this moment, seeing the door close tightly, he felt that he was safe. Just hearing Lin Mu's words, Xiaoman's anxious voice came from the watch. Master, run away. Xiaoman can't beat the bad guy. The bad guy is here to catch you. What? Lin Mu was stunned, not waiting for a reaction. The figure of Zhou Wen wearing a peak cap appeared behind him. Hey buddy, let's have a chat. Zhou Wen, who was a little overwhelmed, tightened his hat and said calmly. He didn't stun Lin Mu immediately, because the villa was already empty, and stun him would waste time instead. What's more, he wanted to catch Lin Mu with his current strength. Lin Mu couldn't run away either. But Lin Mu, who heard this voice, looked terrified, turned around, and took 2 steps back. How did you escape? This is not important. What is important is that I found you as a person very interesting. Zhou Wen's words made Lin Mu frown. What do you want to do? Don't be nervous. Zhou Wen's expression still looked at Lin Mu calmly. Should we find a place to sit down and talk? Facing the mysterious Zhou Wen, Lin Mu was shocked, but after thinking for a long time, he could only nod his head. The other party ran out of the villa, but did not leave in a hurry. Obviously, I wanted to tell myself something. At this time, it is not a wise choice to run away or resist. So he chose to compromise. Lin Mu took Zhou Wen to the courtyard of his villa. There is a pavilion in the yard, surrounded by stone benches, which Lin Mu usually uses to enjoy the shade. Who are you? Why do you want to sneak into my villa? As soon as he sat down, Lin Mu asked vigilantly. This man does not look like an ordinary thief. It is difficult for ordinary thieves to enter their villa. Even if you go in, you can't come out without incident. So this person must have come with a purpose. Hearing this, the surroundings did not answer and asked, should I not ask you this? Who are you? The director of a film company has installed a protective system in his villa? Isn't this a bit unreasonable? Lenny clenched his teeth and tightened his fists. Today, when surveillance can be seen everywhere, there are actually fewer things like burglary than before. What's more, his villa is not only solid, but also his own guard. Coupled with the protective system inside the villa, it is impossible for anyone to sit here and talk to himself after discovering his secrets. But now, it doesn't matter if you are inconvenient to say. Zhou Wen seemed to see Lin Yi's vigilance. I don't want to know anyway. As for the purpose of my coming here, when our boss comes, let him tell you in person. Your boss? Not bad. Zhou Wen nodded, then glanced at the time on his watch. Look at the time, it should be almost here. As time passed, the Rolls-Royce appeared at the door of Lin Mu's villa. After the security let go, Rolls-Royce drove to the door of the villa. Qin Tian got off the car and walked to Lin Mu. When looking at the other person's appearance through the outdoor lights, Lin Mu looked dumbfounded. It's you? Yes, it's me. Qin Tian smiled kindly. Director Lin, don't come here unharmed. What do you mean? Lin Mu's eyes were full of resentment. I came over inexplicably in the afternoon to deliver red wine, and now I am sending someone to enter my villa at night? Zhou Wen, you should withdraw first. Yes, President Qin. Qin Tian did not answer immediately, but waved to Zhou Wen. After Zhou Wen left, Qin Tian sat down and spoke slowly. Your name is Lin Mu, right? Humph. Lin Mu snorted coldly. Director Lin, I don't think you are like a person in this world. Seeing that the person who appeared was Qin Tian, Lin Mu had a bad feeling. Because of Qin Tian's act of coming over to deliver wine in the afternoon, he felt a little weird. Coming out here now is clearly prepared. After Qin Tian said these words, the surprise in Lin Mu's heart was even more extreme. Don't you look like people in this world? What's the situation? How would he know about his own affairs? Lin Mu's thoughts fluttered, but he still spoke calmly on the surface. Not like a person in this world. I don't understand what you were talking about. Don't understand? It's okay. Qin Tian opened his mouth and came. Anyway, I'm just guessing. Originally, I just wanted to start a movie company. I came to you this time. I just want to talk to you alone. Unexpectedly, there are still some amazing things to be discovered. Haha, Director Linda, let's talk about it. Why do you install so many protective systems in your villa? After hearing about Zhou Wen's encounter before, even if Qin Tian already knew the identity of Lin Mu, he still couldn't help being surprised. Install a protection system in your own villa? This is not something ordinary people can do. What does my protection system have to do with you? Hearing that Qin Tian hadn't really discovered his secret, Lin Mu couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. I live alone, and I am a little scared. Can't I use it to guard against thieves? Anti-thief? It's a good explanation. Qin Tian nodded slightly. But for such a high-tech thing, ordinary rich people will not pretend. Why do you pretend to be a director? Are you afraid that others will report to the police if they find it? Call the police? What kind of police? Lin Mu disdainfully said. I didn't steal one and didn't steal it. The ammunition used in these protection systems is just anesthetics. What is the use of you calling the police? On the contrary, it is you who sent someone to the private house. I can tell you responsibly. If you call the police will definitely arrest you first. Oh, really? Then try calling the police? Qin Tian asked tentatively. Listening to this tone, it seems that he didn't take things to heart at all. Because he has the eyes of a villain, he also has information about investigations during this period, as well as intelligence given by Zhou Wen. So he knew Lin Mu well in just one afternoon. Call the police? Non-existent. Sure enough, it seemed to be to verify Qin Tian's conjecture. After hearing Qin Tian's words, Lin Mu frowned, and his expression became unnatural. But there is no idea of going to the police. Forget it, I'm a big adult, so I don't care about your red wine in the afternoon. Lin Mu stood up and said very generously, let's go, I don't welcome you here. That won't work. I came to talk to you about cooperation this time. How could I just leave? Seeing that Lin Mu didn't call the police like this, Qin Tian confirmed his thoughts even more. This kid has too many flaws. Cooperation? What cooperation? I just said that I want to start a movie company. Qin Tian kept smiling. But I am an outsider myself, so I need the help of some professionals. I saw the movies made by Director Lin were pretty good, so I wanted to ask Director Lin to give me some advice. Are you here to ask me for help? Not bad. Then why do you use this kind of indiscriminate means? When Qin Tian said this, Lin Mu wanted to curse. I don't know if the other party is here to beg or kidnap myself. Read more at wuxiax.com. Send someone to sneak into your villa? Is this a begging attitude? Didn't I hear that Director Lin is now under the umbrella of Shanghai Entertainment and has never cooperated with other companies? Qin Tian smiled indifferently. He did not lie either. Because Lin Mu is a public figure, a lot of information can be found online. Among the data Qin Tian checked in the afternoon, there are indeed many pieces of information that he will not help other companies to make movies. Lin Mu gritted his teeth subconsciously when he heard the words. You are not afraid of being known by the police in this way? The police know? The corner of Qin Tian's mouth raised, and he continued to say something. Let's not talk about the skill of my subordinates, whether it will be discovered by others. Just about your information, I've been investigated for a long, long time. If there is no certainty, how can I appear in front of you? What do you know? Qin Tian's words caused a bad feeling in Lin Mu's heart to come again. Can I visit your villa and talk again? Sure enough, what should have come is here. Qin Tian's words once again lifted the big stone loose in his heart. No way. Lin Mu resolutely refused. It's not convenient for me today. Because in his villa, in addition to the basic protection system, there is also a room that even Zhou can't open. This room is also his secret. He didn't want to be known by anyone. Inconvenient? Qin Tian can ignore him. If this is the case, then I can only call the police and let the police take me in. With that, Qin Tian took out his mobile phone. You wait. Lin Mu hurriedly called Qin Tian. At this moment, he looked at Qin Tian with a calm and unreliable face in front of him, and he was refreshed with 3 views a bit. You sent someone to privately enter the house and tried to kidnap me. Why is the person who wants to call the police still you? How to say? A soul. Damn. Lin Mu was spinning around angrily, clutching his hair. After a while, I stopped and looked at Qin Tian. Okay, I will take you to see it, but you must keep a secret from me. Now you are not qualified to negotiate terms with me. What am I? Lin Mu wanted to curse again. Does Lin Mu have the right to resist? No. Because of his secret, others cannot be known. Once known to others, the consequences would be disastrous. So in the face of Qin Tian's threat, he could only bring Qin Tian into his villa. Zhou followed him closely to prevent him from doing anything wrong. As for what's in Lin Mu's villa, even if Qin Tian had already prepared, after seeing what was inside, he was also surprised. These are the basic operations of the protection system for walls, doors, and windows. In the innermost part of the villa, there is an unusually strong secret door. After entering, it is like entering a future world. A video wall. Operation display screen for 3D projection. Artificial intelligence like a little girl. There are even a few housekeeping robots. Dang. Qin Tian knocked on the head of a tall robot with the back of his hand. This robot is like Dubai in FAG's villa in a certain Austrian wind and cloud. The whole body is painted steel armor with white paint, and the head is a face display. Why knock me? After being knocked by Qin Tian, the robot also came up with such a sentence. The mechanical sound and humanized movements made Qin Tian a strange face. You made these things? This society, after all, is a harmonious technological society. Qin Tian believes very much that as long as the things inside are announced to the world, it can definitely make a sensation in the whole Haozhou world. What is a cultivator? Leading global technology is the most powerful existence. Yes. At this time, Lin Mu was downcast, but his eyes focused on Zhou when in front of him. He only discovered that all the monitoring equipment and offensive devices inside the villa had been destroyed by the man in front of him. Even the steel plate used by the window to prevent the intruder from escaping was abruptly cut by him. That's how Zhou deformed a steel plate and forcibly escaped from the window. This guy is simply a monster. It's amazing. Qin Tian didn't care what Lin Mu thought and looked at Lin Mu. Lin Mu, should we make a deal? Deal? What deal? You come to work for me. I will keep this secret for you, Qin Tian said lightly. Of course, the treatment that should be given to you will not be less, and there are many benefits that you can't think of. How do you feel about it? What if I don't agree? Don't agree? Qin Tian raised his eyebrows, and then the corners of his mouth raised. Then I can only hand you over to the country. Although Qin Tian specifically solves the protagonist. But Lin Mu was actually not much different from Wang Hao. It doesn't have much fighting power in itself, and it doesn't pose a threat to itself. I didn't even have any feast with myself. So Qin Tian doesn't mind letting him make a living like to Wang Hao. Of course, the premise is that he is willing to work for himself. Handed over to the country. Lin Mu twitched the corner of his mouth. Why has he been in this world for 10 years? Yet he is still only a director? Artificial intelligence or something? Has it been created and handed over to the country for money? It's nothing more than him, who has no big dreams. I just want to live the life of an ordinary person. I don't want to be like those scientific researchers who have dedicated themselves to their deaths for the country. Although the saying goes that there is a country, there is a home. But he is a traveler, and he does not have such a strong sense of belonging to the countries of this world. In addition, he is afraid that he will break the balance of this world. Something irreversible will happen. So he chose to keep a low profile. Even if you have mastered so much high technology, you just get to play for yourself. But now, Qin Tian seems to want to understand this too. That's why he used the police to threaten him? A person who possesses this kind of black technology, but only willing to be a film director? What Lin Mu thinks, Qin Tian couldn't be clearer. It seems I have no choice. Lin Mu asked unwillingly. In any case, being threatened is always an uncomfortable thing. You can think so. If it can't be used by me, then you don't want to be safe. This is Qin Tian's aim to deal with the protagonist. Of course, it is limited to the protagonist who is very useful and poses no threat to him. Qin Tian was originally a villain, and there is no psychological burden to do this kind of harm to others and oneself. Hearing Qin Tian's words, Lin Mu fell into contemplation, and he looked up helplessly after a while. Can you let me think about it for a few more days? Of course can. Qin Tian dialed Lin Mu's phone very casually. If you think about it, call me. He knew Lin Mu's address, and he also had the ability to track his luck. So, I'm not afraid of the other party running away. Go, Zhou. Okay, President Qin. Oh, by the way, Lin Mu? Walking to the entrance of the villa, Qin Tian suddenly stopped and turned back. I almost forgot. You modified your villa like this. Hasn't anyone else discovered your secret? No. Yes, Lin Mu explained the reason with embarrassment. But after listening to Lin Mu's explanation, Qin Tian got a general idea. No one else enters his villa. Even if someone enters, when he is there, those high-tech products will not appear. As for the thief or something, it is even more impossible. After all, this is a villa. Read more at wuxiax.com. Security measures are still very good in all aspects, except for a master like Zhou, who can get in. Moreover, many people will never encounter such things as burglary in their lives, and it is normal that Lin Mu has never encountered it. As for those protective devices, it was installed just to prevent others from sneaking into his villa when he was away. So far, it has not really been used on people. In other words, Zhou is honored to be the first real-life experiment. After leaving Lin Mu's villa, Qin Tian couldn't help but sigh. This hardcore protagonist is awesome. Have developed so many high-tech gadgets? I have to say that this Lin Mu is better than most of the protagonists, which also includes Qin Tian himself. If a protagonist or villain like himself is not supported by the system, he is really nothing. But Lin Mu, they built the system directly at the batch of cattle. President Qin, shall we go directly to the hotel? It was Lao Li who drove. Now he is only responsible for driving and will not participate in the action. It was the same with the arrest of Lin Yi before, and it is the same with Lin Mu now. Hearing Lao Li's words, Qin Tian thought for a moment and looked at Zhou, one of the co-pilot. Zhou, where is your car? I took a taxi. Zhou replied decisively. As a top killer, how can he drive his own car to deal with such a small problem? Qin Tian nodded. Then drive you back to the hotel first, and then go to the hospital. Okay. President Qin, CBDJ. Hospital? Why does Qin Tian still go to the hospital? Because there is still a woman who died physically and mentally. Uncle Qin, are you here? Seeing Qin Tian's arrival, Tang Shui on the night shift greeted him with a smile. The two had only eaten in the afternoon, so there was no strangeness of not seeing each other for a long time. Qin Tian spoke directly. How is her situation now? The wound has recovered pretty well, but I still don't want to eat. Tang Shui knew who the she was in Qin Tian's mouth, so she replied directly. Well, I got it. Qin Tian nodded and walked with Lao Li towards the intensive care unit. Old Li guarded the door. Qin Tian pushed the door and entered. Soon, a petite and exquisite, but a woman who was not very good in spirit appeared in his sight. Qin Tian knows. The reason for her poor condition is not because of injury, but because of not eating for a long time. At present, it is entirely dependent on infusion to maintain its vitality. Qiuling Shuang, you really don't want to live anymore? After coming in, Qin Tian directly asked such a sentence. Yes, it is not someone else who is lying in the hospital bed. It was the female assassin of that Grandmaster realm, Qiuling Shuang. After being stabbed in the back by Lin Yi that night, she fainted because of excessive blood loss and internal organ damage. It was dead. But who is Qin Tian? God-level poisonous medicine holder. Plus Qiuling Shuang's strong physique as a cultivator. Qin Tian wanted to save her back. It was simply a piece of cake. Use silver needles to stimulate the acupuncture points, readhesive her wounds, and then use Zhenqi to assist in the treatment, and then suture the wounds on the spot. Finally, she took her to the hospital where Tang Shui was located. Why are you saving me? Qiuling Shuang's breath was a little weak, but he still asked such a sentence. She thought she was dead, but now he's not dead? More importantly, the person who saved him is still his enemy. This made her wonder what it was like. Do you think I want to save you? Qin Tian glanced at Qiuling Shuang. That day, if Qin Qing hadn't said you were pitiful, I saw something else in you. How can I save someone who wants to kill me? Brother, you really did, right? Correct. You killed him. Roughly the same. You are not afraid. After I recover from my injury, I will continue to assassinate you? No, you won't. Qin Tian smiled confidently. Let's not say whether you can beat me. Even if you can, your senior brother is dead. You have no reason to assassinate me. Of course, if you want to avenge the brother who stabbed you in the back, then treat it as if I didn't say anything. Brother who stabbed you in the back? Hearing this, Qiuling Shuang felt a pain in her heart. You can give me a reason to live? Of course. I need your help. What? Qiuling Shuang couldn't help but stunned, and the expressions in Qin Tian's eyes were filled with surprise. Qin Tian's words really surprised Qiuling Shuang, because in her mind, Qin Tian is the kind of very terrible and invincible man. But this is a man now, saying that he needs his own help? What the hell? What can I help you? Qiuling Shuang was still weak, but other mood swings began to appear in her tone, such as doubts. Help me do something that I can't do. Qin Tian said very calmly. Although Qiuling Shuang is a woman, at the same time, she is also a killer at the master level. With her there, she can indeed help herself with some things that she can't do normally. For example, be a bodyguard for your own woman. Originally, Qin Tian did not want to save her, but Gu Qingqing was also his own woman after all. Her opinion, Qin Tian needs to think about it somehow. Yes, Qin Tian did not lie. At that night, it was indeed Gu Qingqing who spoke and asked Qin Tian to save her. I remember that Gu Qingqing told Qin Tian that Qiuling Shuang looked pitiful. On Qiuling Shuang's body, she also saw her once pitiful shadow. So I want Qin Tian to help her. After Qin Tian heard these words, he hesitated. I also feel that there is also a lack of a strong woman around me. So I agreed. Then why do you think I will help you? I let you off once and saved you twice. Qin Tian said lightly. Are you willing to do that level for a senior who dislikes you and doesn't trust you? So if you survive to do something for me, it doesn't seem to be particularly difficult to accept, right? Of course, if you are still unwilling, then forget it, and I won't force you. That's it. I still have something to do, so I'll leave first. Forget it. After finishing talking, Qin Tian ignored her, got up, and left the intensive care unit of the hospital. Only Qiu Lingshuang was left alone, lying quietly on the hospital bed, looking at the back of Qin Tian leaving in a daze. I don't know if it was because Linny died and lost the protagonist's aura to reduce his wisdom. At this moment, Qiu Lingshuang's thinking became much clearer. Think about it carefully. In fact, what Qin Tian said is right. Although the two sides were enemies, Qin Tian did indeed save himself twice. Once when facing Yin Hu and Dai Fei. Once when he was almost stabbed to death by Linny this time. No matter what the other party's purpose was, he saved himself twice. On the other hand, my brother was easily provoked by the enemy. Disliked, distrusted, stabbed in the back. It's so disappointing. Thinking of this, Qiu Lingshuang took a deep breath. After hesitating for a while, he rang the nurse bell on the bedside. Tang Shui takes care of her in special care. Hearing the ringing, I rushed over immediately. Sister, do you have any instructions? Give me something to eat. Ugh. Tang Shui was taken aback for a moment, and then said with joy, okay, come right away. What choice Qiu Lingshuang would make? Qin Tian didn't know. I don't want to know. Read more at wuxiax.com. Because she has spoken to this point, if she still doesn't understand, then Qin Tian has nothing to do. So after leaving the hospital, Qin Tian went back to the hotel directly. A 5-star hotel. Gu Qingqing had already finished the bath and fell asleep on the bed. A day's rush seems to be exhausting. Qin Tian didn't bother her either. After entering the room and closing the door, he lay down after taking a shower. Well, Qin Tian's actions still woke her up. So, cough, cough, cough. No words for a night. Early the next morning, Gu Qingqing continued to inspect the film market. In the evening, he will return to the hotel where Qin Tian is. And Qin Tian has nothing else to do in the past few days. In addition to chatting, it is to check information on the internet. This is true for 3 days in a row. Just in the afternoon of the third day, Lin Mu finally called Qin Tian. Asked Qin Tian to meet at a certain hotel. Qin Tian went to the appointment decisively. Just when I met Lin Mu's first sentence was, Qin Tian, I promise your terms, but I also have a requirement. Any request? It's not allowed to force me to do too many things I don't want to do, otherwise I would rather work for the country. No problem, deal. Qin Tian agreed decisively. Because this requirement is very reasonable. Ding, the protagonist Lin Mu compromised with the villain. His luck value collapsed. He lost his qualifications as a child of luck. The host gained the villain value plus 2,000 and sees 400 points of luck. Ding, it is detected that the protagonist Lin Mu compromises with the host. The main story of Lin Mu is about to collapse. Ding, congratulations to the host for solving the protagonist Lin Mu and gaining the system skill. I am a villain primary. The villain value is plus 1,000 because of the system skill and extra plus 200. I am a villain. Junior level, the villain value obtained will be increased by an additional 20% and will be settled every 1,000 points. Unsurprisingly, the system prompts. Unsurprising system skills. Increase the villain value by 20%? Very good ability. I feel that my villain value is not enough, so I have a skill like this. It can't be regarded as giving charcoal in the snow, but it is better than the icing on the cake. But it can be seen from the solution of Lin Mu. There are pros and cons to directly address the protagonist. The advantage is that it doesn't take much time. You can directly grab the luck value and get the ultimate reward. The disadvantage is that there is a lot less fun of cats and mice, and a lot less villain value. But it varies from person to person. For Lin Mu, Qin Tian thinks this method is quite appropriate. Villain value, 9,100. Luck value, 4,000. Very cool. Because of Lin Mu's compromise, Qin Tian and Lin Mu had a happily dinner. What he didn't know about it was, in Pengcheng, a very terrifying opponent appeared. Pengcheng, the suburbs outside the city. A vegetable market in a self-built community. The space fluctuates suddenly. Immediately, a young man with messy hair, ragged clothes, and a dirty face slowly crawled out of the garbage dump in the vegetable market. There were no people in the vegetable market at night, so even if he staggered, he quickly walked out on the street. Seeing the vehicles coming and going in front of him and the strange gazes of passersby, Yi Fan was bewildered. How is this going? Don't I, Yi Fan, didn't fall into tragedy, but returned to the earth again? This brother dared to ask what year and month it is now. Hearing this, the man glanced at Yi Fan, but did not answer. Quickly took his girlfriend away. Is this beggar sick? Still Xiongtai. It's probably a silly filming. Yi Fan shook his head and smiled bitterly as he listened to the conversation from far away. It seems that I have become accustomed to the way of speaking over there, and I still feel a little uncomfortable when I come back suddenly. This big sister, can you ask? Eldest sister? Who is your eldest sister? Just close your mouth if you can't speak. This lady. You are the young lady, and your whole family are all young ladies. Yi Fan. Even if Yi Fan has been an old monster for hundreds of years, he feels a little unhappy after eating a few closed doors. In the end, the sweeping uncle next to him couldn't pass it. Young man, this year is 1x2x 2020. What are you asking for? What? 1x2x 2020? Hearing this uncle's words, Yi Fan was once again stunned. In other words, I have spent 500 years in that world of cultivating immortals, but only 5 days have passed in this world. Although it is incredible, but it feels very good. After a brief stupor, Yi Fan sneered in his heart. Then he thought of something again, and his eyes became cold again. And I remember, the guy who calculated me is called Qin Tian. Yi Fan muttered to himself. Even after 500 years in that world, when the name Qin Tian is mentioned, his eyes are full of hatred. Obviously, the cultivator is in the city, or the rebirth of the city to cultivate immortals. A protagonist who has traveled to the world of cultivating immortals, and then traveled back to the city to be forced. Of course, there are also protagonists who have traveled through the fantasy world for thousands of years and then returned. This type of protagonist belongs to the same type as Yi Xian and Lin Yi. They all rely on non-stop fighting and then pretend to be forced everywhere in the city. This Yi Fan went to the world of cultivating immortals. After 500 years in that world, the cultivation has reached the tribulation period. Then, because the cultivation speed is too fast, the foundation is unstable, and certain life shortcomings are added. Therefore, he was hacked back by a heart demon robbery in the heavenly robbery god Thunder. Countless regrets and irreparable regrets are usually suppressed by him in the depths of his heart. When the heart evil robbery arrived, all regrets and regrets poured out, making him inevitable. Brave and diligent, solid as a rock, Dao Xian is vulnerable to this Dao heart tribulation. Boy, what's the matter with you? Looking at Yi Fan in a daze, the old man sweeping the floor was even more puzzled. It's okay. Yi Fan came back to his senses and said casually. He didn't care about him anymore, but quickly felt his own body. It seems that this is not the content of the tribulation of the heart demon. I have really returned to Earth. Yi Fan frowned, then said thoughtfully. With Yi Fan's cultivation base during the tribulation period, he naturally knows that the illusion constructed by the heart demon tribulation, no matter how real it is impossible to deprive a tribulation immortal venerable of the 500 years of penance cultivation. But even though I'm back, this body should belong to Yi Fan in this world, and my soul is badly injured because of the tribulation. It's still a bullet that can kill me, Yi Fan murmured to himself. Also, I practiced too fast in a previous life, which made my foundation unstable. In my entire life, I want to practice every realm to the utmost perfection step by step. Qin Tian, this seat will let you live some more time. Saying that Yi Fan strode forward and disappeared into the dark night market street. Qin Tian's Qi luck tracking technique must be traceable by talents who are directly related to him. For example, Qin Tian goes to watch the protagonist's movie or is controlled by the protagonist's time. People around him go to the movies, or people around him know a protagonist that Qin Tian has never seen. Such a relationship cannot trigger this tracking technique. So the current Qin Tian doesn't know what happened in Pengcheng at all. In addition, the current Yi Fan has become more careful, definitely not going to war with Qin Tian before his wings are full. So, this will be a challenge again? Challenge? If Qin Tian knew, he would definitely not help but complain. What kind of challenge is this? Is the cultivator very awesome? Not awesome at all. Don't say that Qin Tian doesn't know anymore. Even if he knows, Qin Tian can't beat him. You know where is this? Is on the Earth. An Earth that is exhausted and in the age of domination. Even if the cultivator is awesome, he doesn't have the aura to build a ferry. Read more at wuxiax.com. Unless the other party comes back with a cultivation base or has a stronger cultivation system. Otherwise, Qin Tian is afraid of wool? What? Does the other party really come back with a body of cultivation? Or is there a stronger cultivation system? Even if Qin Tian knows, what can be done? And so, there is no way anyway. Qin Tian doesn't care if it doesn't care. Your name is Tang Shui, right? 5 days later, Yanjing Hospital at night. Looking at the girl who was busy in front of her, Qiu Lingshuang in a medical gown slowly sat up. At this time, her wound has almost recovered because Qin Tian helped her. Under Tang Shui's care, most of his expression has also recovered. Tang Shui was still wearing a white nurse's outfit and turned around after hearing this. Yes, sister. Can you contact Qin Tian for me? Of course can. There is no doubt that Qiu Lingshuang has also compromised, because she feels that what Qin Tian said to her before makes sense. Although Lin Yi did die under Qin Tian's calculations, but his distrust of himself and the last cut made her feel desperate. So, she decided to give it a try. Qin Tian received the news from Tang Shui and soon came to the hospital. But when he came to the hospital tonight, he brought Gu Qingqing with him. Push open the door of the intensive care unit. Qin Tian doesn't have any special expressions, but Gu Qingqing smiles all over his face. Little girl, do you want to understand? I just want to find a reason to live. Qiu Lingshuang said very calmly. People in the Shadow League, because they are all killers, they are also orphans. Orphan killers generally have no fetters and no future at all. When performing tasks, you die if you die. But after all, people are animals with emotions. Even if it is a killer in daily contact, it is easy to have feelings with teammates. Before that, the driving force for Qiu Lingshuang to survive was Lin Yi. Because Lin Yi is about the same age as her, and she looks good and strong. Plus the two grew up together. So it is normal that Qiu Lingshuang would like him. Now Lin Yi is dead, and she broke her heart before dying. This made her lose the motivation to live. Although Qiu Lingshuang is not dead now. But Lin Yi's stab before death directly obliterated her idea of going to burial. So in the face of a confused future, she needs to find a reason to live. Even this reason sounds absurd. Regardless of your reasons, as long as you decide to live, we welcome you. Speaking, Gu Qingqing stretched out his hand. Get to know me officially. My name is Gu Qingqing. Qiu Lingshuang. Qiu Lingshuang also stretched out his hand. From now on, you will be with me. Is there any problem? No. Qiu Lingshuang compromised, but no system prompt popped up yet. Because now she is still brooding about Qin Tian's calculation of them. But Qin Tian didn't care anymore. As long as this woman is willing to use it for him. It doesn't matter whether you are absolutely loyal or not. With the addition of Qiu Lingshuang, time passed day by day. Gu Qingcheng wanted to start a film company. This idea seemed serious. After two people discussed and decided, in order to reduce the trouble, it is most appropriate to directly acquire a film company. However, because Qin Tian had a deal with the protagonist, he couldn't wait for Gu Qingcheng to purchase the company, so he went straight back to Tumen. And because Qiu Lingshuang is now Gu Qingcheng's personal guard, Qin Tian is also relieved to go. Next, you only need to wait for Gu Qingcheng to find a company, and then bring Lin Mu, who has lost the protagonist's aura, to the newly opened film company. Even if Qin Tian's task is successfully completed. Just the second day after returning to Tumen, at around 7 in the evening, I just had dinner. Sitting in the living room of his own villa, Qin Tian looked at his system. Currently, there are only 3 protagonists that can be tracked. Wang Hao, Zhen Yang, Xiao Jin. Don't worry about Wang Hao, Chen Yang needs some time. So Qin Tian decided to solve Xiao Chun, who was only the last step away. This product is no longer the protagonist, so I just missed it and didn't have to waste anything. But just when Qin Tian had just locked Xiao Chun and was about to think of a way to deal with him, a phone call came over suddenly. Uncle Qin, hurry, come and save me. A slightly hurried voice came from the handset of the mobile phone. Qin Tian frowned and looked at the caller ID. Chen Mingming? Tumen City, Tumen Mountains. Although this Tumen Mountain is not the famous autumn mountain, but the functions of the 2 Tumen Mountains are the same. Okay, it's a racing car. This is 2 kilometers outside the city of Tumen, and there is a racetrack that is deserted in the middle of the night. Countless rich second generations like to come here to drag racing at night. After Qin Tian returned from Yinjing, Chen Mingming also returned to Tumen from Jiangqing. Chen Mingming, how can you compare? That's at Suchink? I think you were persuaded, right? A large group of gangsters kept yelling, looking at the 2 young ladies who dressed very similarly in front of them. The leading gangster is not someone else. It is Zhou Kai, who wanted to molest Su Yinran at Lanshell. At this time on the Tumen mountain track, not only these gangsters, but also rich second generations such as Zhou Ziong and Qin Shiji, who came back together. There are even many young spectators who love racing. The audience plus the racers, all together with at least hundreds of people. Chen Mingming said loudly when he heard Zhou Kai's words. Comparison, of course, but for 2 people in a car, I have to wait for another person to come, right? Don't you have a little girl? Let her sit in your co-pilot, and it will be over. I don't. Of course you have to wait for your boyfriend to come together for such an exciting game. Boyfriend? Zhou Kai was taken aback for a moment, and then curiously asked, do you have a boyfriend? It's your shit? Okay, whatever you want. I'll run a lap with Lu Xiao first. Zhou Kai said very casually. Young Master Lu, do you dare to come? You win, my car belongs to you. If you lose, your car belongs to me? Afraid you won't make it? Lu Qianyu is also unambiguous. Decisively took a female companion and got on his Ferrari Enzo. Seeing this scene, everyone cheered, and the roaring voice rang again. Chen Mingming didn't pay attention to everyone's game anymore, but looked at Qin Shiji next to him. Hey, dear son, do you think your dad will come? Go away. Qin Shiji couldn't help cursing. If you do this again, I will turn my face. Turn your face? Come on. Will you turn your face on my old lady and have a look? Chen Mingming didn't persuade him at all, and when he raised his hand, he wanted to pull Qin Shiji's ears. Don't hit the house for 3 days. If I marry your dad in the future, you have to call my mother? This is the rule, understand? I said Chen Mingming, I think you really want to eat ass? Qin Shiji easily avoided Chen Mingming's attack with a look of contempt. Just your dignity. You want to marry my dad? I advise you to save it. Qin Shiji, what do you mean? When Qin Shiji despised his appearance, Chen Mingming immediately exploded. What's wrong with this respectful face of my old mother? My old mother needs to have a figure and a good-looking appearance. You are more than enough to be your mother. I'm more than enough to be my mother? When Qin Shiji heard the words, his contempt in his eyes was even more pronounced. Are you a man who never looked in the mirror since childhood? Look at your figure. Is it okay to have my current mother? Look at your appearance again. Is your sister Yinran pretty? Or you don't look at anything and just blow it out. I'm so angry, Qin Shiji, my old lady is fighting with you. Fuck off. Little fish, quickly help. A group of rich second generations frolicking on the top of the mountain. 20 minutes later. Read more at wuxiax.com. Qin Tian also drove the car and came to the location designated by Chen Mingming. Since it was a night trip, he didn't take other people this time. A man drove the yellow Lamborghini Huracan alone. Only after coming here, seeing Chen Mingming who was intact, Qin Tian's entire face was black. Because Chen Mingming didn't say much on the phone just now. I just asked myself to save her quickly, and then I sent myself a location and disappeared directly. No matter how she called to send a message, she would not reply. Qin Tian thought that something had happened to her, so he decided to come and have a look. In the end, she didn't expect that she and her son would be here to accompany those rich second-generation drag racing who were too busy. Cheating, this is dad, godfather, husband. When Chen Mingming came to Tumen, he also brought Duan Xiaoyu, Qin Shiji, Duan Xiaoyu, Chen Mingming, plus a bunch of rich second generations. Seeing this lineup, Qin Tian feels a little familiar. But now it is too late to think. Qin Tian nodded as a response, and then looked at Chen Mingming. Husband? Chen girl, are you calling me? Of course. Without being shy or hesitating, Chen Mingming grabbed Qin Tian's hand and began to act coquettishly. Isn't it called you? Could it be called someone else? She is a crazy girl, but it doesn't mean that she has a low IQ. The relationship with Su Yanran is so good, she naturally knows that Su Yanran also likes Qin Tian. So it's okay to act first. Come on with me, Les. Qin Tian said in a huff. Even if you call my father today, I won't forgive you, uncle. Father, Qin Tian. He suddenly had an urge to educate this girl. Okay, I'm too lazy to talk nonsense to you. Since you are okay, I will leave first, but you have to remember, next time don't call me out this way, or I will beat you, Harmony. Share. Don't go. Uncle Qin, I really want to help here. Chun Mingming dragged Qin Tian's hand tightly, without any intention of letting go. Quickly explained it to Qin Tian. Got it? It turned out to be a drag racing. Chun Mingming finally found the opportunity and wanted Qin Tian to be her co-pilot. Upon hearing this, Qin Tian wanted to leave even more. The old man is so old, and let the old man accompany you young drag racing? What international joke. With this time, the old man would rather go back to sleep with his woman in his arms. Although Gu Qingcheng didn't come back, Deng Yuqing was still very okay to embrace Moody. You guys have fun. I'm not interested in this. Uncle Qin, can't you accompany me in a lap? Why don't you accompany me for a lap, and I accompany you to sleep? Okay. Qin Shiji. Duan Xiu. This Chun Mingming is too unreserved, right? Can you say this directly? Sleep with me? The beauty you think. Accustomed to this little girl's open mouth, Qin Tian didn't bother to take care of her at all. What's more, there are many women who want to sleep with him, and Chun Mingming is not too bad. Uncle Qin, I beg you, just accompany me once. Just once. Chun Mingming didn't care either. His left hand pulled Qin Tian, and his right hand stretched out his index finger to compare. A pitiful look. Please. Seeing Chun Mingming dragging himself to not let go, Qin Tian was a little speechless. However, it would not be too much time to think of a trip, so after Qin Tian hesitated for a moment, he had no choice but to agree. Okay. I will accompany you for a while. Yeah, long live Uncle Qin. Chun Mingming cheered for joy. Qin Tian couldn't help but sigh with emotion. Oh, it's nice to be young. With the end of the match between the first two, Chun Mingming also took Qin Tian to the co-pilot. Chun Mingming's car is a red Lamborghini Aventador. The cars that can be selected by these rich second generations are all super sports cars that can be used directly for competitions. The limit speed is 300 to 400 kilometers per hour, although there will be a slight gap in the ultimate speed between these top sports cars. But on such a track, whose car can travel up to 300 or 400 kilometers. So Qin Tian didn't care anymore. I got on the co-pilot, fastened my seat belt, and the red scissor doors on both sides of the car slowly closed. Qin Tian glanced at Chun Mingming in the driving position subconsciously. Only then did I realize that this little girl's movie was quite predictable. With a seat belt, the outline of the curve is enough to compare with Deng Yuqing and Xiuling Shuang. Uncle Qin, you must sit still in a while, and don't be scared by my speed, Chun Mingming said happily. Qin Tian. The old man is a man with superb car skills. Tell me this? Because racing is a very exciting entertainment activity. It will make people's adrenaline soar during the race. Therefore, racing cars are generally played by young people. A little older, the heart may not be able to resist, unless you were a special case. For example, in reality, in a certain province of Taiwan, there's a man surnamed Lin who is already in his 40s, and he is also a very good racing driver. For example now, Qin Tian can also be regarded as one. Since acquiring the god-level driving skills, Qin Tian hasn't raced with others. One is a question of identity, and the other is a question of time. But now looking at how happy Chun Mingming was, Qin Tian couldn't help being infected by her. Young people should be as energetic as her. Because of this sport, a lot of money is needed. Therefore, when Qin Tian was young in his previous life, he had no chance to enjoy such a stimulating exercise. But now Qin Tian has money? Maybe you can take this opportunity to make up for the regret of your youth? Thinking of this, Qin Tian sitting in the co-pilot nodded thoughtfully. Take a look at these drivers. There are up to 3 people in each competition. The 2 competing with Chun Mingming. One was named Li Wei, who was in the gangster team, and seemed to be a professional driver. The other is the young master of the Zhou family in the rich second-generation team, Zhou Xiang. The rules of the game are also very simple, 2 people in 1 car. Although the track in the Two-Men Mountains is spacious, it has 18 bends on the mountain road. A circle is formed after various staggering. Whoever finishes a lap first wins. Everyone understands the rules clearly. A man wearing a hat and holding a flag walked to the crowd. Next, I will announce the prize of this competition. Actually, there are no prizes. If the second or third place loses the game, you need to lose your car to the first place. If all 3 contestants agree, sign and affix their fingerprints on this agreement. Talking that a staff member holding a few agreements walked up to Li Wei, handed Li Wei a pen, and asked him to sign. Only the first place is rewarded. Hearing this, Qin Tian couldn't help being curious. Chin girl, although your family is rich, you are only 19 years old now. It's a bit inappropriate to lose 8 or 9 million at a time. Does your family care about you? When gambling on rocks in Jiangxing before, a rough stone was tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands. After all, a rich girl like Chun Mingming has no shortage of money in her family. She can still play for this little money. But the cheapest configuration of the Lamborghini Aventador starts at 6 million. And Chun Mingming is a luxury version. Start at least 8 million. Such an expensive car is obviously too much for a kid. If his son Qin Shiji dares to play like this, Qin Tian's legs can interrupt him. Don't worry, I won't lose, Chun Mingming said confidently. Regardless of her young age, she has been exposed to motorcycles and sports cars for a long time. So she is very confident in her driving skills. What if you lose? The opponent has a professional driver who looks very powerful. It's not a big deal to be scolded by my mother if you lose. Chun Mingming didn't care. Well, this time Qin Tian said too much. Everyone's family situation is different and family education is naturally different. Read more at wuxiax.com. How others educate their children. No matter what the education is, others are not qualified to interrupt. Because you don't know the specific situation of other people's homes. Shaking his head and not thinking anymore, Qin Tian grabbed the handrail in the upper right corner of Lamborghini. With Chun Mingming's signature, the co-pilots of the other two cars also put on professional racing suits. The game starts soon. 3 cars stand side by side. Shen Mangmang's Rambo, Zhou Jian's Porsi, Libei Monacularen Peun. Boom, boom, boom. The noise of the engine kept roaring, making the surrounding audience extremely excited. Chun Mingming was dressed in professional racing equipment, and it seemed to be decent. Boom, boom. With the sound of the flare gun, 3 supercars quickly rushed out. Chun Mingming did seem to be capable, and he took the lead and directly rushed to the first place. Looking at the reference objects that kept moving back on both sides of the car, the corner of Qin Tian's mouth couldn't help raising a smile. This was the first time he felt such an exciting speed. It seems interesting. Oh my god, this little girl is a bit powerful. Even Li Wei was left behind by her. Yeah, I didn't see it at all. Have you guys watched a car before? What's happening? What's the use of racing in the first place? Who can laugh until the end is the best. That is, Tumen Mountain is famous for its 9 bends and 18 bends. One bend is more dangerous than the other. For a professional racer, there is a chance for overtaking. Crunch. Several audience members have just finished speaking. Li Wei's McLaren was in the 3rd corner, and while Chun Mingming slowed down, he drifted and passed the corner with ease. This guy. Chun Mingming screamed and gritted his teeth fiercely. Qin Tian didn't care about who wins and who loses. Just sitting in the co-pilot, looking at the private surveillance equipment everywhere on the road and the 2 drones in the sky following the camera. Feeling that these rich second generations really know how to play. It's over, Miss Ming lost. As expected to be a professional driver, so it's overtaken. It's over, a Rambo is gone. The drone video is connected to several laptops at the beginning of the track, so other spectators can also see the whole process of the game through their mobile phones. The skills of professional drivers are great. Every turn will leave some distance with Chun Mingming. Weiga is awesome. Awesome, brother Wei. Yeah, victory. About 10 minutes later, Li Wei came back. With the glory of a professional driver, greeted the cheers of the thugs. Then it was Chun Mingming, and finally Zhou Ziong. It's over, my Porsche. After Zhou Ziong got out of the car, a bitter face. I will definitely be scolded again when I go back this time. Why did I lose? Why? Uncle Qin, is there such a big gap between me and a professional driver? Before getting out of the car, Chun Mingming kept clutching his hair and said with an annoyed expression on his face. It's okay. At least there was no traffic accident. Qin Tian came here leisurely. Originally, Qin Tian felt that a little girl like Chun Mingming would be able to run the entire course safely. Still counting on her to win the game? Now that he can get 2nd place, it has already exceeded Qin Tian's expectations. Uncle Qin, why didn't you vomit? Qin Tian. You girl deliberately wanted to see me embarrassed, so you asked me to come? Where is it? Chun Mingming looked aggrieved, and then looked at his car with a look of dismay. Oh, my car just lost to someone else? Is it reconciled? What can you do if you are not reconciled? Just go wrong. How can that work? Chun Mingming, I'm willing to bet. Speaking of this, Chun Mingming looked at Qin Tian with unkind intentions. Right, Uncle Qin, or else first, good. Lend me your Rambo to fulfill the betting contract, and I will use my own car to follow they have another round, and this time I can definitely win my car back. Forget it. Qin Tian is full of black lines. You are not the opponent of that professional driver. Even if I lend you a car, it is no use. How do you know if you haven't tried? Uncle Qin, you have to believe me. I already know how to beat him. They say you are not his opponent anymore. Qin Tian was a little speechless. If you really can't bear your car, I can help you win it back. But if you do it yourself, I think it's better to forget it. Will you help me win it back? Chun Mingming caught the point of Qin Tian's words. Isn't it, Uncle Qin? You can also play racing cars. Otherwise, why do you think I should buy Bugatti? Qin Tian glanced at Chun Mingming lightly. Hurry up, I'm still in a hurry. If you really want to win back, just ask them while I'm still interested. Just say I used Qin Shiji's Bugatti to play with them, and ask them if they would come, and I would leave if they didn't. Uncle Qin, are you serious? You think I'm joking? Things like racing want to win the race. Not only must be familiar with the car, but also with the road conditions. Otherwise, don't talk about racing or racing. It's great to run the entire track normally. Because Qin Tian is a cultivator, his body and brain have been transformed by pill, so his memory is very good. Just ran a lap with Chun Mingming just now, and already recorded the road conditions of the Chuming Mountain. Coupled with the assistance of God-level car skills, winning these not particularly awesome professional racers is simply a breeze. As for why Qin Tian wants to race with him, one is the interest aroused by Chun Mingming. Another is that seeing today's lineup, he has a feeling of déjà vu. Especially after I prepare to participate in the game, this feeling is even stronger. No, Dad? You want to play with them with Bugatti? Chun Mingming is negotiating with the promiscuous team. Qin Shiji saw that his father had come to Bugatti and ran over quickly. Needless to say how awesome this Bugatti legend is. During this time, he drove this car out, but he made the limelight. At this time, when he heard that his father wanted to use this car to race with others, he was more unwilling than anyone else. Because in his opinion, his father was there to deliver the car to others. Just give it to other cars, after all, millions. But this Bugatti, he has been to understand, including the value added of the limited amount, at least more than 80 million. To buy a supercar like Chun Mingming, you have to buy more than 10. What's the problem? Qin Tian glanced at Qin Shiji and asked instead. No problem. Do not know why. Seeing his dad's understatement, Qin Shiji now dare not even speak loudly. That's it? Give me the car key. Oh. Qin Shiji handed back the car key obediently. By the way, Shiji, how did you handle Wei Qingbin? Qin Tian took the key and did not rush into the car, but asked such a sentence. When Wei Qingbin stood on Lin Yi's side, Qin Tian asked Qin Shiji to deal with it by himself. After such a long time, Qin Tian did not ask. It's done. How to deal with it? Qin Shiji replied honestly. I broke up with him, and I asked him out to give him a severe lesson. I originally wanted to call the police, but Grandpa said that it might involve a lot of things, and it would be very troublesome, so I didn't call the police in the end. Well, that's okay. Remember to make friends in the future and keep your eyes brighter. Qin Tian said lightly. Don't be stupid all day long. If you were sold by others, you will count the money for others. I see, Dad. But Dad, do you really play racing? Qin Shiji was really suspicious. After all, this car is 80 million up. Just watch it carefully. Qin Tian said that he ignored him, holding the car key and sitting directly into Bugatti's cab. Qin Tian wants to play a racing car with the gangsters. Will the gangsters agree? Of course I would agree. For a car with more than 8 ccbc, 10 million. The price alone can cost 10 cars. How could they disagree? So after some discussion, Chen Mingming sat in Bugatti. But this time, Qin Tian drove, she was in the co-pilot. Read more at wuxiax.com. This is not the first time Chen Mingming has seen Bugatti's interior. After all, she has a good relationship with Qin Shiji. But every time she came in, she felt amazing. The cab, like a future battleship, is many times more upscale than her Lamborghini. And this time, it's especially different. Looking at Qin Tian with a careless face in the cab, Chen Mingming had the same suspicion as Qin Shiji. Uncle Qin, are you okay? Are you so confident? Don't even change your clothes? Anyway, better than you. Qin Tian didn't bother to take care of her, leaning on the car door with one hand to prop up his chin and holding the steering wheel with the other. Slowly drove Bugatti to the starting point. I'll go. Is this car this time in the competition? Awesome, buddy. Tisk Tusk. I've long wanted to see the performance of this car, but I didn't expect to see it today. Wow, I didn't pay attention just now. This handsome guy who drove is so handsome. Good-looking uncle. Yes, much more handsome than Qin Shiji's kid. I think I can. I can too. Seeing Qin Tian, whose window hadn't closed yet, everyone talked a lot. A few girls even openly expressed their love. He didn't take Chen Mingming of the co-pilot seriously at all. Hey, buddy, are you sure you want to run with your current car? Li Wei also came over and greeted Qin Tian. This is not because he thinks that Qin Tian's car is faster than his, but I feel that Qin Tian's car is too expensive. The value of both parties is not in the same rank, and the person who can drive this car is definitely an existence he can't afford. In case Qin Tian loses and refuses to admit it, he has nothing to do. Don't worry, if I lose, this car will definitely be yours. Qin Tian saw Li Wei's worries and said directly, it's only 100 million, but Qin Tian will not fall back on the bill for 10 days of rest. Seeing Qin Tian's indifferent appearance, even if Li Wei blamed the rich, at this time he had to sigh with emotion about the wealth of these rich. Well, with your words, I'm relieved. Li Wei nodded and gave Qin Tian a thumbs up. As time passed, the game began. Because Li Wei only ran one lap just now, it didn't affect the feel. This time he was still a contestant. However, for the sake of commission, the gangsters called a professional driver named Kai Yong over. Qin Tian didn't care anymore. Anyway, it was the same with anyone. Boom! With the sound of the flare gun, Bugatti issued a roar of a wild beast and galloped away with Qin Tian and Chen Mingming. Handsome uncle, come on, I love you. Awesome. As the three sports cars disappeared from everyone's sight, the audience cheered. It was less than a minute before the Qin Tian trio went out. A white van galloped from behind them. This white van is extremely fast. It disappeared into the eyes of the audience with a thunderous momentum. Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned. Fuck. No, isn't it? What happened just now? It looks like a van ran past. I saw it too. Fuck, am I not dazzled? It drives faster than Lousy drives a Ferrari. It's incredible. Is this van modified? Qin Tian guessed well. 2 heroines plus a group of gangsters, plus a few rich second-generation villains. Under some unknown power, it is indeed easy to attract some protagonists. For example, Qin Yu now. Yes, he is also surnamed Qin, but it has nothing to do with Qin Tian. Because he is a protagonist template. Like Yi Xian, Qin Yu is a soldier king with unparalleled skills. However, he was different from Yi Xian in that he, the king of soldiers, was an alien traverser. After crossing into this world, a waist named Qin Yu was on his body. Of course, this is not the point. The point is that he has a system. There is also a wife who was pregnant with her child 5 years ago when the spring breeze was with her, and the last 2 married her. This wife, after drunk and had a relationship with him 5 years ago, because he was too wasteful, she has not paid attention to him in the past 5 years. With a daughter alone, he is currently earning money to support his family by live broadcast. The main task given to him by the system is to train his 4-year-old daughter Tong Tong to become a talent and establish good values for her. The side task is to train his wife from a small anchor with 18 lines to a big online celebrity. I'm a magnificent soldier. After I came into this world, I actually became a super dad. It's also very interesting. Well, there is nothing wrong with changing your lifestyle. Hey, the Bugatti Legend Limited Edition? Driving so fast, wouldn't it be a game? Qin Yu muttered to himself. Seeing this car, I don't know why, Qin Yu has the urge to go up and overtake it. Thinking of the previous wave of cheering people, after Qin Yu thought for a while, would cut off his van and overtook it. My God, isn't it? Uncle Qin, you were overtaken by a van? Fuck. Uncle Qin, be careful. Because Qin Tian is confident, Bugatti just followed the two in front. Became the last of the three. Seeing this scene, Chen Mingming was a little flustered. After all, this car Qin Tian, she has been yearning for a long time. If she just loses like this, she might be more heartache than Qin Tian. But Qin Tian didn't kill her at all, still leaning on the car window, holding the steering wheel with one hand, as if enjoying the fun of driving a Bugatti with one hand. Seeing this scene, Chen Mingming was anxious beside him. Just when she wanted to say something to Qin Tian, a white van appeared behind them. The two vans were extremely fast and soon passed from the left of the two. So Chen Mingming was dumbfounded. You know that the sports cars of the three contestants are all super sports cars. Especially Qin Tian, the Bugatti, can be regarded as a leader even in supercars. But now, can you believe it was overtaken by a van? Before she could react, the van that had passed in front suddenly hit the right direction, and she exclaimed in surprise. Quickly speak to remind Qin Tian. It's just that Qin Tian's reaction was much faster than her, and before she reminded him, he had let go of the accelerator. Is this guy sick? Is this murder? Chen Mingming couldn't help but scolded. Because there are many corners in the Two-Man Mountains, it is difficult for a sports car to reach more than 200 yards no matter how fast it is. But Qin Tian had just passed the corner at this time, and the speed was not very fast, up to 120 yards. But at such a speed, it is almost the same as that of a normal car at high speed. In this case, as long as the driver is slightly inexperienced, lightly hit the steering wheel, the car will deviate from the track and hit the mountain or roadside greenbelt. At that time, the life or death of the people in the car will basically depend on God's will. So Chen Mingming said that he was murdering. There was no problem at all. Okay, don't scold. You hold on to the handrail first. Hold on to the handrail. Chen Mingming couldn't help but stunned. Before she could react, a huge inertia came. Rumble. The roar like a beast reached Chen Mingming's ears. My God, Uncle Qin, slow down. I just came here to get off the hook. Qin Tian sneered in his heart, seeing a van in front of him. How could he still not understand what was going on? Although the two sides don't know each other yet, the pros and the villains will be mutually exclusive in terms of attributes. So Qin Tian just glanced at that van and knew that he was betting right this time. Convert a garbage truck into a sacred car comparable to a sports car, and then pretend to be forced in front of the rich second generation and the girls. Finally won the favor of a young lady, like Chen Mingming. This kind of neuropathy-like routine, Qin Tian is so terrible. You want to drive fast. Wouldn't you buy a sports car directly? Want to modify the car yourself? What is it not to be neurotic? The most important thing is, you dare to overtake your own car? My God. Has Bugatti started to speed up? Awesome, Uncle. Go over. Go over. Uncle Handsome, I support you. Looking at the aerial footage on the mobile phone, countless viewers were shouting excitedly. And Qin Tian didn't overtake it for the first time, just biting the other party's tail tightly. Seeing this scene from the rearview mirror, Qin Yu smiled disdainfully. Heh, not convinced? It's okay. Since you want to compare, then Lousy will show you the power of my Wuling car. As soon as the voice fell, a big curve appeared in front of him. Qin Yu raised the corner of his mouth when he saw this. Step on the accelerator. Wuling's body suddenly speeds up just when it comes to the corner. Qin Yu did not rush to loosen the oil, handbrake, cut the steering wheel sharply, and the body drifted, then downshift and increased the throttle. The whole action was completed in one go. To know whether a car is good or not, the engine is the top priority. If you want to drift, you need balance, performance, tires, chassis, and other aspects to meet certain standards. And Qin Yu's car is only Wuling Honghua can run at such a fast speed and still be able to complete the drift. Read more at wuxiax.com. It is enough to show how much effort he put on this car. It can be said that his car has nothing to do with the van except that it looks a bit like a van. After passing the first corner, Qin Yu looked in the rearview mirror again. Suddenly the whole person was stunned. What's the situation? Did he keep up? Although my drift just now wasn't particularly perfect, the average professional driver would definitely not be able to keep up. But this guy can follow so closely? Damn, Lousy doesn't believe it anymore. Qin Yu cursed secretly and stepped on the accelerator again. Ding. Get the admiration of the sun. Get the villain value plus 300. Ding. One of the heroines, Chen Mingming, worships you, and the villain value is plus 200. Ding. One of the heroines, Duan Xiaoyu, worships you. So handsome. Dad 666. A perfect drifting corner was admired by 3 people. Wow, Uncle Qin, your drifting skills are so handsome. Seeing Qin Tian clinging to that Wuling sacred car drifting around a corner just now, Chen Mingming was also very excited. Although the speed and ability of the Wuling sacred car is a bit abnormal, Qin Tian's driving skills are also impressive. Before, she thought that Qin Tian was bragging. But now, relying on this cornering technique, you are much better than yourself. Qin Tian ignored her and continued to bite the bread. There was a gap in this corner just now that he could pass, but he deliberately followed the rhythm of Wuling bread. Its purpose is self-evident. Soon Qin Yu's white bread and Qin Tian's Bugatti caught up with the Porsche in front. The 3 cars met at the third corner. Crunch! The 3 cars drifted together, but Kai Yong's technology was obviously inferior to the other 2 cars. There was enough room for overtaking for the 2 of them. Then, boom! The van drifted perfectly and surpassed Kai Yong in second place in an instant. Damn, Kai Yong, what's the matter? I was overtaken by a white bread in the third corner. Watching the white van running past him, Kai Yong, who was driving the Porsche, looked dumbfounded. Without waiting for the reaction, Qin Tian's Bugatti also surpassed the past. What about this F***CK? Yeah, Godfather is awesome. Godfather, come on. My God, why is Dad so good? Seeing Qin Tian following the van, perfectly drifting and turning over Kaiyong. The two salted fish were very excited behind. Soon, in a tense atmosphere, the two came to catch up with Li Wei, who was the first, and came to the fifth corner of the two-men mountain. Damn, really have a white bread? Seeing the Wuling van and Bugatti speeding by, Li Wei followed in a daze. Qin Tian's Bugatti can surpass him, and he can still understand. After all, the Bugatti model is there. As long as there is a gap in driving skills, it is normal to surpass your own car. But what about this van? The performance of a van cannot be compensated by driving skills. This drift is so handsome. Handsome uncle, awesome. My idol, I love you. Bugatti is awesome. Didn't you find out that that van is even better? Yeah, how can a van run so fast? Very strange. Okay, stop talking, a U-shaped bend in front is coming. Yeah, this is the most exciting part of the whole track. I want to watch it carefully. Uncle Qin, the front is U-shaped. Chen Mingming reminded me. I know. Qin Tian's eyes flashed with coldness. Crunch. Both cars drifted and cornered at the same time. U-shaped curve, drifting far away. Qin Yu left a gap in the inner lane, just enough to accommodate the car's body. And Qin Tian is close to the inside lane. He at this moment, just like Akina Mountain's E86, at the end of the drifting corner, the speed suddenly increased and passed through the gap left by the road. The drift time, angle, and acceleration time point were calculated by Qin Tian to the nearest millimeter. But it is different from AE86. The moment he passed through, he deliberately bumped the front wheel of Qin Yu's van. This deliberateness is like an accident after drifting. In this case, what are the consequences of a collision between two vehicles? If both cars are supercars, then it is possible that both cars just deviate from some directions at the same time. The fierceness of the collision must be an accident at the same time. But the problem is that Qin Yu's car is not a supercar. Even if he refits his van so awesomely, his appearance is still Wuling. For Wuling, the chassis alone is higher than Qin Tian's Bugatti chassis. Plus, Qin Tian hit it with a Bugatti front. And so, boom, a loud noise. Crunch. Qin Tian's car deviated from the direction, but was led by his superb car skills. The muscle memory that came is quickly corrected. But Qin Yu's car started to skid uncontrollably. Qin Yu shouted in the Wuling car. The sound was hysterical. Under these circumstances, Rao is Qin Yu, a man with the protagonist aura, and he can't stabilize his body. The Wuling God car quickly shifted to the left, and finally, boom! There was a deafening impact. Super my car? Lousy can't hit you. The white Wuling sacred car driven by Qin Yu was slipping on the ground because it was too fast. In the end, it rolled over a dozen meters diagonally on the ground before hitting a wall of the mountain and stopped. At this time, the front of the car has been completely deformed. For a time, green smoke lingered. The modified Wuling God car immediately became a major accident car. It is estimated that it cannot be opened without undergoing an overhaul. However, Qin Tian seemed to have known the result of the collision a long time ago. After adjusting the body, without even looking at Qin Yu, he stepped on the accelerator. The Bugatti Veyron wobbled its tail and went straight away. The whole process was fluent and unrestrained. At the same time, Ding, without harming self-interest, let the protagonist Qin Yu be injured and get villain value plus 500 and additional villain value plus 200 due to system skills. Ding, prevent the protagonist Qin Yu from pretending to succeed and get the villain value of 300. Host, Qin Tian. Physique, 1500. Charm, 1500. Luck, 4000. Health, 800. Infuriating, 68 years. Villain value, 6900. Because during this time Zhou, when used the third Jinchi pill, and the fifth Qin Tian is almost over. So with the extra villain value, Qin Tian's villain value is only 6,900 points. Uncle Qin, just now what happened? Chen Mingming still hasn't recovered. At the moment when the Qin Tian car hits, her heart is mentioned in her throat. Fortunately, Qin Tian has good technology and stabilized the body. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. Qin Tian is also a little fearful. I made a drift and made a mistake, and I flung out a little bit more. What will happen to that person, right? Who knows, but no matter what, win the game first before talking. Qin Tian said casually. The system has prompted that the other party was only injured and not dead. So Qin Tian didn't panic at all. And even if he died, Qin Tian would not care. Because the other party is the protagonist. Somehow ran to overtake his own car, and somehow dragged his Bugatti with his own car. Even if he made a mistake and killed him, it can only be regarded as an accident. With my energy in two men, such an accident, it is easy to lose money and avoid crime. As for the other party, because of the high luck value, will he become troublesome after killing him? This Qin Tian is not worried. Because if the opponent's luck value is really high, he won't be killed by himself. This is a paradox problem of luck value, so I won't explain it here. It must be the uncle who won this time. Yes, I didn't expect him to be so skilled. Indeed. Hey, what's the situation with that van on the curve? Who knows? Call someone to help. Someone has an accident on the U-shaped corner, so send someone over to take a look. Receive, the medical staff will be there soon. For the rich second-generation racers, safety measures are still done very well. After all, no one knows if they will be injured. The medical vehicle set off quickly. Read more at wuxiax.com. At the same time, Qin Yu in the white van slowly opened his eyes. After waking up, Qin Yu checked his physical condition for the first time. Fortunately, there is nothing serious. Many years of driving career of the Soldier King and the protagonist's luck value played a role. Except for the foot stuck and unable to get out, the other places are just some bruises and bumps. After checking his body, Qin Yu let out a long breath. Damn, that guy did it on purpose, right? Thinking of the previous situation, Qin Yu couldn't help but cursed inwardly. Although the collision just now resembled an accident caused by the opponent's drifting error, Qin Yu felt that the opponent was deliberate. This is a very subtle feeling. Jingle bell. The phone in Qin Yu's trouser pocket suddenly rang, and Qin Yu took out the phone with difficulty. Hey, Dad, how long will it take for you to deliver the goods? Huh? Goods? Hearing this, Qin Yu's face changed drastically. Qin Yu's family is not rich, but it is not poor either. Dad and Mom usually do seafood business. Generally speaking, they are much better than ordinary poor people. But before crossing, like Wang Hao and Xiao Chun, Qin Yu was a third-rate college student who couldn't find a job. I've been out of business for a long time. He neither goes home to help his parents in business, nor does he go out to find a job. I know playing games online all day long. It's just an idle waste. On the way back to the rental house on the internet one night, he happened to ran into the drunk Tong Yinju. The Yao Yao fell on the side of the road. So Qin Yu helped Yao Yao back to his rental house. Under the influence of alcohol, Yao Yao saw that Qin Yu was doing well, and the two had a relationship after half-pushing. What happened later was that they parted ways very badly, discovered that they were pregnant, and finally got married. I remember that after Yao Yao woke up that morning, she regretted it very much, and vowed not to interact with Qin Yu. After discovering that she was pregnant, she originally wanted to kill the child, but as a woman, she couldn't bear it. So I came back to discuss with Qin Yu. The two negotiated and decided Fengzi to get married. Yao Yao originally thought that Qin Yu decided to marry herself, and she was still a responsible man. But during pregnancy, she discovered that Qin Yu was a child who was not growing up. I don't help me all day long. I only know to make myself angry. All day long, I still only play games and surf the internet, which is of no use. So Yao Yao left Qin Yu with her stomach upright after a lot of deliberation. Except for Qin Yu's parents to pay for the child's child support, the two rarely contact each other. This is why Xiao Chen almost had a chance to approach Yao Yao before. But now, another Qin Yu is here. After he came, he decided to change everything. In fact, it has been more than 2 months since Qin Yu traveled into this world. Some time ago, apart from meeting with my daughter occasionally, to ease the relationship with his wife, most of the time was spent in this car. Later, in order to make his wife change her mind, she deliberately found a job that deceived people's eyes. Okay, just go back to my home and deliver seafood for my parents. But now, what? Tell me, how long will it take to arrive? Qin Yu's father was a little impatient. Seeing that Qin Yu couldn't hide, he had to speak honestly. Dad, I was in a car accident. Why don't you come here to give it away? Qin Yu asked tentatively. For this cheap old man, he didn't dare not save face. What? A car accident? Where are you? When Father Qin heard that Qin Yu had been in a car accident, he immediately became nervous. Before I could think about it, I quickly asked for the address. I'm in Xiaoming Mountain. Qin Yu reported the address. The two father and son had a brief exchange. Just when he had just finished the call, the medical staff from the racing team arrived. It took a lot of effort one or two to drag Qin Yu out of the cab safely. After more than 10 minutes, Qin Tian, who won the game, also rushed over after a lap. Hey little brother, are you all right? Saw Qin Tian coming down from Bugatti. Qin Yu, who was lying on the stretcher by the roadside, frowned. It was you who drove the Bugatti just now? Yes, it's me, Qin Tian admitted generously. You said you were a Wuling. What kind of car are you racing with me, Bugatti? We are racing. Can't you see it? Fortunately, you are fine. Otherwise, things will be troublesome this time. Let's go. We will take you to the hospital. To the hospital? Oh shit. The moment Qin Tian finished speaking, Qin Yu only felt that he had suffered an internal injury. Originally, he wanted to get angry with Qin Tian, but he didn't expect that the opponent would directly hit back after getting off the car. Throw the pot all on yourself? And the tone is very polite? It's not like the fierce racing driver before. I don't need to go to the hospital. Qin Yu spit out a few words coldly. I don't know why, seeing such a polite Qin Tian, Qin Yu feels very sick. I always feel that this product is hypocritical. How can it work? You see your car crash so badly. What if you get an internal injury? You guys take him in the car. Speaking, Qin Tian could not help but ask the medical staff to carry Qin Yu into the car. Seeing Qin Yu being forcibly taken away, the corner of Qin Tian's mouth raised a sneer. This guy is Yao Yao's husband? Or the system owner?